Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris, and this is my channel, of course, Varn on 11970. Thank you very much for checking out this video. It seems like I'm in black and white today, but that's perfectly fine, so don't adjust your computer screen. Basically, I wanted to make another quick little video about, like you see in the title of this video, it's about the negativity. Now, we've been conditioned all our lives to think of negativity as a woe is me, I can't believe this is happening to me kind of scenario, instead of seeing it for the beneficial thing that it really is. And this is the mindset that we have to really start understanding so we can change our lives for the better. Now, if you think about what the purpose of pain is a warning signal. It's a way to have a defense system so it can protect you and keep you safe. Prime example, when you touch a hot stove, your hand naturally will pull away. Why? Because you're experiencing a pain sensation which sends a signal up to your brain that's basically saying this is dangerous to the life system of this body, and it reacts by automatically pulling it away. If you see it that way, that's a good thing. So if we didn't have pain, if we didn't experience pain, well, if you put your hand on a burning stove and you didn't feel it, well, by the time you might have realized it, you now no longer have your hand as a functional device. So pain is a way for people to understand what we don't want and to protect us. So when we take it from an emotional standpoint, where people get depressed, they get lonely, they get sad, people take a bad situation and have the woe is me mentality, or they get unmotivated. And the people that really know about how life is really all about, and if you're not sure about that, one of my videos I just made will kind of push you in the right direction, that instead of seeing pain for what it is, people crawl into a shell and then they don't change it, so that pain overwhelms them. If you look at that as nothing more than light and dark, negative, positive, the yin and yang, male, female, it's all about different perspectives. So when you see constant negativity approaching you, like you say, oh, this always happens to me, and I'm always in the same bad relationships, or, I'm always late. When I'm late for work, there's always the red lights. What's happening is like I said in my other video, and these are things you can check, you create your own life based on your emotions, based on your feelings. It's just, this is what happens with energy. It can be changed. It does have a thought process, just not the way we think. So because of the fact that the universe is basically made up of energy and magnetism, which holds it all together, what you project is the image you're going to get. Now, it's almost kind of like looking at if you watch the movie Ebenezer Scrooge, I don't know the name of the title of the movie, it's irrelevant, but it's almost like having your own ghost of Christmas future, where they kind of show what could be. And if you look at some kind of negative thing that keeps coming back to you, like you're saying, this always seems to happen to me, why does it keep happening to me? Well, instead of just dealing with that image, focus in on what is it that it's trying to show you. In other words, it's trying to present to you, is this what you want in your life? In other words, if you're into the fear porn, well, is it any wonder why you're scared all the time, why you're paranoid all the time, why you get angry or depressed? It's because you keep consenting by your own choice, your own free will, to go into and view these negative things. So because your emotions are so attached to it, all these negative things keep coming to you. And then instead of understanding that it's merely a choice of switching the channel, it will keep coming at you until you decide you no longer want it anymore and it no longer has the use. In other words, you pull away from that hot stove. Because the difference between a physical reaction and your emotional reaction is the physical is automatic, the emotional is choice. So if you don't choose to say, I no longer want to put my hand on not the literal stove, you will continue to burn your hand, and complaining about it does not stop the damage. Feeling sorry about yourself does not control the damage. Being depressed does not control the damage. It's pulling your emotional hand off the emotional stove. So if you look at it as nothing more than a reflection, and you look at negativity that keeps coming back to you over and over again, it's not just coincidence, not just bad karma, bad luck, it's your own inner voice, your own inner universe portraying itself in an image of what you're feeling because it's based on emotion, saying, this is what you seem to keep asking for. You say you don't like it, but you're still doing it. You know, like I said in my other video, the analogy is if you're watching a television show and you don't like the show, well, you can complain all you want about it. You can feel bad about it all you want. If you continue to watch it, it's going to keep affecting you. So if you just realize, wow, all I have to do is just change the channel, it doesn't stop that image from happening. It just stops it from affecting you. And once you understand that it is choice, then you see it as, well, that show was showing me something that I could watch, and I can complain all I want, but it's still going to affect me in a negative way. So all I have to do is change the channel. And that's the whole thing with your emotions. And this is the one thing I had to learn when I was so angry all the time. And it doesn't mean you're not going to get angry anymore. It doesn't mean you're not going to get depressed anymore, or sad, or have other negative things. Because if you see it for what it is, sometimes it's life saying, okay, here's an option. Do you want to take it? And if you choose to ignore it and not deal with it, it will continually come back. And that's why you have that cycle where it just keeps repeating, like, always, this always seems to happen to me. Well, it's only seeming to happen because someone, which is basically yourself, cares about you enough to show you your own future, saying, is this what you really want? Because you're not fixing it. It's kind of like that, you know, hello, McFly moment. So once you start realizing that everything in life is basically a choice, and it's your perception of it, and you start changing the way you view things and see it for what it is, just a warning sign, you can choose to continue to do it and complain and do nothing about it, or you can change the channel. So that's up to you. So hopefully that helps and makes people understand. Even depression, even anger, all this stuff is a choice. There are evil people out there that want to control people and make you think that you have no control. Well, if that's what you want to believe, you know, whatever you believe is going to reign true. So there's an old saying that says, whether you're right or you're wrong, you're right. Because no matter what you believe in, if you believe in it with such passion, it doesn't matter what anybody else says because they cannot change your own point of view. Which means if you believe the sky is blue and somebody else believes the sky is green, well, it doesn't matter how much they interact with each other. If that belief is so strong they're not willing to compromise and adjust, well, they'll fight one another and disagree for all eternity. And that doesn't mean that it is blue or it is green. It could be both, could be neither. It's just somebody's perception. So unfortunately, there are people out there that are telling you, well, it's blue, or they're telling you it's green, so you have to believe them? No, it's a choice. So once you see negativity for what it really is, you'll see it as a blessing and an educational tool that you must respond to. Because every time you ignore it by the woe is me attitude, it keeps coming back harder and harder until one day you have no choice. And it's like any kind of relationship where you're not happy in that relationship and things get progressively worse and worse and abusive or violent or whatever, and then one day you have no choice. So it's like keeping your hand on that stove, and at any moment you could take it off, but you choose to deal with the pain. Well, the longer you choose to keep it there, the more damage you're going to create. So if you would have taken it off, you would have stopped what would have been inevitable, but you would have reduced the damage. Now just learn to do that emotionally. All right, guys? Thanks for watching. Peace.